Hello students, and welcome to lecture number 12 in our series of lectures on Java programming language. Well, in the last lecture we had discussed how to use command line arguments in order to accept values from the user. Today we will continue with the same concept because I want the viewers to understand this very well. I'm going to take up another example in today's lecture, which is calculation of simple interest. So from the user we are going to accept the rate of interest, the time period and the principal amount, and based on these values we are going to calculate the simple interest. Once we complete this question, I would also be providing the solution to the Java expert question which was asked in one of the previous lectures. And then from the next lecture onwards, I would like to start the concepts of object oriented programming in detail, that is the concept of properties and methods. So first of all, let us begin with executing this question. I have to accept the values of rate of interest, time period and principal amount from the user using command line arguments, and on the basis of this I need to calculate the simple interest. So let's open a new notepad sheet. We start with the class. Let's call our class as simple interest. Within the class we have the void main function, so public static void main, and we pass a string argument, the string array, which will be storing our command line values. Now here I need 3 inputs from the user. So my first input, that is the principal amount, let's say, would be stored at position 0 in the string array. My second input value, which is, let's say, the rate of interest, would be stored at position number 1 in the array. And my third value, that is the time period, would be stored at position number 2 in the string array. Because as I had explained in my last lecture, the array position numbering starts from 0. Now, because here you are calculating simple interest and the formula involves division, it is very likely that the answer may not be an integer value. It may be a decimal value. So for that reason, I am using the data type as double. So my first value that I am accepting from the user would be a principal amount. Again, this is another thing that I wanted to discuss with my audience in detail, that is conversion. Now, the value at position 0 in my array is of the type string, and what I need is double. I cannot use typecasting over here because typecasting is possible only between 2 different data types. Here we have string, which is a class, and I have a data type. So when I have to convert from string to double, I need a wrapper function which looks like this. So I'll write it as parse double dot parse double, like how in the previous program we had written integer dot parse int. Same way over here we write double dot parse double, and we extract the value from position 0. Same way for rate, you will write double dot parse double, and you will extract the value from position 1. And lastly, the time period, again double dot parse double, and extract the value from position 2. So we have extracted all the values from the command line arguments. Now we need to apply our formula. So simple interest will be calculated as principal amount multiplied by the rate of interest multiplied by the time, this whole thing divided by 100. And now I will print the same. So system.out.println simple interest is, and I'll append the value. Let's save this. Let's give the class name as simple interest. And we now go to command prompt. Javac simple interest dot java, and to execute we will write Java followed by the name of our class simple interest space. Now we put the value. So my first value is for principal amount, let it be 10,000. Second value will be for rate of interest, let it be 4.2, and third value for time period, let it be 5 years. When I press enter, I see the simple interest calculated and displayed. So here we have again seen the concept of command line arguments, how to accept multiple values, as well as how to convert into the respective data types. Now moving ahead, let us discuss the question asked in one of my previous lectures, which was that if you have a string value, okay, we need to check that by altering the position of only one character, can you convert it into a palindrome? Now I had also explained last time, palindrome means mirror image. A string which once, even if you completely reverse it, it will still read the same. For example, Malayalam. So here the logic is very simple. All you need to do is, you need to have a for loop which will start from 0 and go till half of the string. So to calculate the half position of the string, I am first storing the length of the string in my variable n. My loop starts from position 0 because again string is nothing but a character array. Every character in the string is numbered starting from 0. So from 0 I go till the mid position of my string, and at every position I am comparing the value, first value with the last, second with the second last, third with the third last, like that. Whenever there is a mismatch, I keep a count of that. Now if my counter value is more than 1, that means I cannot convert the string into a palindrome because it requires more than one displacement. If the count value is 1 or less than 1, that means 0. 0 would actually mean that the string is a palindrome in itself. If the count value is less than 1, equal to 1, then it means that the string can be converted into a palindrome string by changing only one position of character. So this is a very simple code. It looked complicated, but it's really simple. And here also you can keep a tab on the positions which need to be changed, because at every location you are using the if condition. So accordingly you can also come to know at which position there was a mismatch, and that position can be printed. Hope you have understood this concept very well. For any queries you can write in to the given email ID farida.musaddi@gmail.com, and from my next lecture onwards, now we will be starting with object oriented programming concepts. We would be discussing functions, properties, inner class, how to create an object of the class. All that would be discussed in detail. Thank you.